Adam, Kyle Dalton with Outline Sports. Just curious, the turn 6, there appeared to be some confusion early on in the race with drivers cutting the corner and others not aware that you could do that. So can you kind of explain to me what you guys were told before the race about that specific turn?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long of a story you want, but there was some planning to get rid of the calling of the track limits via camera coming into the weekend, and they had proposed some barriers up through the S's to do so. And the industry in general wasn't pleased with how that turned out, so they removed those and went back to calling it with the cameras. I think most of the field thought that 6 was going to be called, and pre-race or shortly after the race started, NASCAR told us through their communication channels that 6 was not being called. Whether they told people that prior to the race starting, I'm not sure, but I know I was told very early on in the race, and I relayed that information to my driver. They're in a bad spot because you don't want to put a concrete wall there, but they want people to stay on the track, but they have to have an angle on it to enforce it fairly. And a good question for them, if they don't feel like they have an angle, they just tell everybody that they're not enforcing that. So it was fair for everyone. It is what it is, and I think the new layout worked out well.
Just curious, there was some confusion with turn 6 and early in the race. And
there was a lot of confusion.
All right, elaborate for me, please.
Well, I was watching the Xfinity race yesterday, and I saw several guys cut turn 6 and not get penalties. And I'm like, man, that's really weird, really weird. And then early in the race, I saw several competitors in front of me cut turn 6 and break the rule. And thankfully, Adam got on the radio, I don't remember what it was, probably lap 20, 30, and he's like, hey, they're not going to police track limits in turn 6. So that changed the way that all of us attacked turn 6, and it changed the race for sure. For the better or the worse, I don't know, but it definitely changed the style of, or the technique that you use to get through there.